first time I saw it was amazing to me. It just blew my mind.
I want to begin by asking you, what was your initial reaction when Cindy said to you, I'd like to, document you and make a film about your life? What was your reaction?
Well, it's kind of funny because I had already gotten to know her a little bit. She'd been to my horse clinics before. So we had a little bit of a relationship, so I was comfortable with her and liked her. And, but I still don't know why I said yes, because over the years I'd had lots of people suggest that, and I always had the same response. I'd say, go ahead and do a documentary, just leave me out of it. And I don't know, she said, Buck, I just really feel that there are a lot of people that don't know anything about horses or livestock that would find this story really compelling, that they don't necessarily have to be livestock people or horse people to appreciate what's going on in your world.
Obviously the film touches on some very personal issues in your past.
The way my dad treated my brother and I.
One night I just said, I'm not going to get beat up again tonight. I made a mad dash outside. It was somewhere between 10 and 20 below zero. Well, damn, then I was really stuck because I knew if I went back inside, he was going to beat me half to death, and I just couldn't go back in.
And then I went to live with my foster parents and became interested in the horses. The horse can just be a great vehicle for some people to overcome some things in their life that they might not be able to overcome otherwise. The horses were sort of my refuge.
I wanted to ask you about, in the film, Mr. Redford, and your first meeting with Robert Redford for Horse Whisperer.
It was interesting how it all came to be, because when I first met Nick Evans, he finally showed up at a clinic and spent some time with me, and that's how he was forming the character of Tom Booker in The Horse Whisperer. And then a couple of years later, the book, of course, went crazy, and Disney bought the rights to it. So this guy shows up at my clinic in Ojai, a guy named Patrick Markey. Well, he looked like a homeless person to me. He just not very well dressed, kind of rough looking hair, and didn't look like he had a job. So he introduced himself and says, I'm a producer, and I thought, well, that's nice. Sure you are. He said, would you help us on this? I said, yeah, sure, here's my number. The next day, I get this call, and he said, Buck, it's Patrick. I was wondering if you could meet with me and Bob. And I thought, Bob who? He said, Redford. I said, yeah, I guess. I had read the script and on the way there, and he said, so what do you think of all this? And I said, if it was me, I'd throw it away. The man that wrote the first version of it, a very good writer, but he didn't know anything about horses or livestock. And I just told Bob, I said, dang, you're going to embarrass me for damn sure, and probably yourself, if you do this. I said, you got to get some things right. So he couldn't have been more open to it, and so for the next year, I helped him to rewrite a bunch of the stuff in there, and got to be good friends. I really, I like him. He's a good man. He's a good guy.
When I met Buck, he's got a big hat on, his vest, and he looks like he's got a costume on. And then his humanity and a gentle spirit came off real quick.
One of your sort of famous quotes, I'll say, in the movie is that your horse is a mirror into your soul, sort of a reflection of who you are.
If you've been around in a sort of a relationship with a horse, you've been interacting with a horse for a while, the horse will take on characteristics that can be identified with personality traits and how you are. For me, it's a starting place to figure out how I'm going to help that person.
Maybe there's some things for you to learn about you. That maybe the horses is going to be the only damn way you're going to learn it.
When you saw the final film, what was your reaction? You must have been impressed with what she did.
I was, and I was, in watching it, my primary focus was, is this going to mean anything to the general public? And the first time seeing it, I thought that it would.